Good evening, everyone. Correct. Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. It was interesting. A lot of retirements. The second race was very eventful. We had both Matt Sweat and Revo end their races rather unexpectedly. I'm actually very excited for tonight's race. I think it's going to be an excellent one. Just looking at the practice times, everyone's reasonably close. The Red Bulls and McLarens obviously pulling away, but I'm very interested to see how Sim Dogger does, because he had some very good times at Singapore last week. Oh, we're up to 18. Yeah. The color blue. Oh, so. Yeah. I think Lotus was in here. I think Seb just joined. Oh. I am not holding my breath. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not holding my breath. Did I tell you what happened to me at the Melbourne Formula One this year? So I, like everyone else, booked it months in advance. Hotel paid for, flights paid for, everything sorted. Got to the airport and I was sitting in the lounge with my girlfriend waiting to board our flight, just watching the TV in the lounge as they announced the cancellation.
Oh, no way. Oh,
yeah, we were flying down on the Friday morning as soon as the cancellation. At that point, it was too late. I couldn't turn back, couldn't go around. I mean, my bags were already on the plane.
Yeah, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, that was yeah. So
that's a pretty harsh one, yeah.
Yeah, I've been burned, so I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not holding my breath. in saying that, starting at Austria, I think is awesome. I love that track.
Yeah, no, I do quite enjoy Austria. It is a very good track.
Oh, that's very wet.
Oh god, that is very wet. Ooh. And unfortunately, Nilbot isn't here to entertain us,
Ah,
which is a shame, but I'm sure we'll
my
make
hero.
do. Funnily enough, I just realized that my mic wasn't properly set up, so that entire time, nobody could hear me. Awesome. So it's literally you just responding to nothing, which is perfect. But, oh well, it is what it is. It's fixed now.
Okay. Cool.
It's fixed now.
Well, I'm surprised nobody in the chat has just said, Psycho, are you completely daft or something?
Yeah. All right. So what do we got?
Finally lost your mind.
5 seconds for everybody to go now. Of course, 2010 series, there is no qualifying. It's straight onto the session. Oh, Seb has left, however.
Seb being very allergic to the rain.
So yeah, no qualifying. It's just straight up random grid, and then the second race is a reverse grid. Spec series, so of course all the cars are similar. They're not exactly the same. They're similar. So it should be a pretty interesting race. God, it is bloody wet out there.
Oh, I wonder if any of these guys actually practiced for the wet.
That's proper wet too, eh? Everyone's on wets, not inters. Wets.
I love how Revo's starting at the very back. It's going to be very interesting to watch him climb.
Oh man, here we are on board with Hobbsy, who starts in pole position on the random grid. And you can see just how heavy that rain is falling. Look at all the water pulled up on the ground there. Oh god, he's fighting.
Just like to point out that Hobbsy is in his first ever 2010 series here in season race, and he's starting on pole position, and it is pouring wet. He must.
And he's starting in arguably the slowest car.
Yeah. I don't have hopes that he's going to have a fantastic showing today, just because I would be freaking out right now.
You can see he's trying to push the car, wiggling the front of that. Oh, he's touched the curb you're not supposed to touch. But, he's managed to make it across. So you can see how he's wiggling the front of that car left and right, trying to get any semblance of warmth in those tyres. Someone's gone so hard off the track in a formation lap. So that's Matt Dabry in the side of the wall, and apparently T-Mac is a TV pit wall. That's cool.
Do you think anybody's actually going to make it across to start the race? Half the grid's already on the start.
On the start line, yeah. I'm just having a look. Apollo's there. Smitty is there. Lotus is there. Combined is there. Major Payne is there. Revo is there. Yeah, God, not a lot of people made that.
Nut is going for a second. What's going on?
I'm sorry, what? Nut is going on a...
Not going for a second formation lap.
Oh, no, there he is. I think he just shot back to the line.
Okay, that was...
Someone is going up the hill, though.
Apollo Pepsi.
Oh, no, there it is. Okay.
Cool.
Thanks, F1. Very cool.
Well, that's my entertainment for the evening.
Thanks, F1. Very cool. Okay. Well, while we get all the technical difficulties out of the way, hopefully... I think everyone just remade because Seb couldn't join.
Yeah, okay.
That's all good.
I quite like how Nut and Apollo Pepsi decided to go for a second formation lap.
Since everyone's there. Alright, well, since we've got some downtime, still waiting for people to come in. Let's have a... Have you seen the new footage that's come out of F1 2020?
I have.
Yeah,
didn't look much different.
Well, no. Depends what you mean. If you're talking about graphics wise, nah, not really. There might be something for the higher end guys, I'm not sure, but yeah, not really. If you looked closer, they did do work on Catalonia, so the last sector is more accurate now. It's got proper elevation. And the ERS has been reworked.
Has it?
Yeah, so in the first video where they drove around Zandvoort, we, instead of having 5 ERS modes, we have 3.
I like it.
3. And during the Spain lap, we saw that the car had an overtake mode.
I do hope that doesn't change as far as the ERS goes. 5 ERS modes, it's not... Well, I mean, it's not fun to cycle through.
Yeah, it's not even accurate. So the way ERS works in an actual F1 car, it's mapped. Certain ERS charges are mapped to certain modes, and you have a preset for the track, so the car knows which corners you charge in and which corners you don't. And you can change the deployment of the ERS based on the engine mode you select. So it's not like you switch individually between ERS modes. It's not how it works. But yeah, people have been asking for an ERS change for a while. Hopefully it looks like they've listened. I don't know how good it's going to be, but we'll see. They've confirmed that they have fixed Suzuka, so there's no longer a bump at the last corner.
Oh, that bump.
So
I have nightmares about that bump.
And I'm also interested to see what other track, or actually in general, what game upgrades they've got. We don't know pretty much anything. I mean, it comes out in June. July,
I think.
Oh, comes out
I
in
could be
July,
wrong.
but we don't have a lot of info. It's gonna pour out slowly, that's for sure. 2 new games they've announced actually: F1 2020 and Dirt 5, which will be a good game for those who enjoy the more arcadey Dirt series. Apparently, Dirt 5 is their homage to Dirt 2 and 3. So if that's any indication, there's going to be a crap ton of gymkhana. And just like ridiculous over-the-top rally racing. And in weird cars too. Like they already said that you'll be able to drive a wide variety of cars. So it's just going to be absolutely bonkers. Which I'm fine with, but the handling has to be worth it. Because now that I've dropped cash money on a decent sim setup, I kind of want to use it. And it would just be ridiculous if I try to drive Dirt 5 and it's just so arcadey. Having said that, Will Ford drove Need for Speed Underground 2 with a G27.
Yeah,
and
okay.
you know what makes that video worse?
What?
So I love Will Ford. So if he's watching, I love you, mate. But he installs a magnetic shifter mod on a G27. That's fine. And then he drives Need for Speed Underground 2, and he's like, yeah, we'll give it a go, this, that, whatever. And I feel like he's done this on purpose. But so he does drag racing.
Yep.
He does drag racing with a wheel on Need for Speed Underground 2 where you don't steer. Drag racing was in a straight line. You just switch lanes.
I remember. So
he's got a giant wheel, and he's just like, oh, no, I've got to switch lanes. And he does a full 90-degree turn, and the car's just like, huh. Like, I was just like, what are you doing?
That would feel very weird. I actually played Underground and Underground 2 on a keyboard. That was many years ago now.
I played it on PS2. I remember I traded in. We had our local shop, good old Megalom Games, and I traded in so many games, man. So many games. Oh, well, maybe not so many games, but a lot of games. And I was $1 off.
Oh.
And they were like, nah, man, you're good. I'm like, yeah! And then I ran home. And, well, no, that's incorrect. Sorry, I didn't run home because I didn't live in town. I went to school, then caught the bus home after school, and then I think I powered through it. I think I did it over the weekend. I can't remember when it came out. I know I finished Underground 1 in a day because a friend of mine was going on a holiday, right? And he was going on a holiday for the weekend, and I was like, can I borrow it? And he's like, yes, but I need it back on Monday because I'm going to play it. So yeah, no worries. And I couldn't play on Saturday because my dad was like, we got work to do. But then Sunday I didn't have anything to do, and I did 24 hours. I just stayed up and just smashed out the game. And then I went back to him on Monday. I said, yeah, I finished it. It's mad. It's ridiculous. I played that game so much. So much.
Good game, dude. Really good game.
It's a great game. They should bring that back. Need for Speed Heat's is a pretty good step in the right direction, but it's not 100%.
It's too arcadey.
It is too arcadey. See, where the problem is, right, is for someone like you and me, and for a lot of the people that watch this channel, we like sim racing. We like the feel of sim racing. Like recently, I've been completely addicted to iRacing. And you can make all the arguments you want about time model and whatever, and that's fine, but it feels good to play. And the cars handle great, and I love it. And my brain always falls to the, what if Forza Horizon had a proper sim model?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
And it would just be... Yeah, exactly. It would just be freaking amazing. You could jump on with your friends. You could, tune your cars properly, have proper races. And I feel like Microsoft know this, but the problem is that the majority of players are going to be playing it on an Xbox with a controller, and so you can't do full sim. You have to have a balance of the two. Forza actually does it quite well. I'll give them credit for that. But it could, for me personally, I'd prefer something like a Assetto Corsa set in an open world. But that's enough. The race is about to start. We'll just wait for those 5 red lights to turn off, and we can get things underway. And there they go. Everyone is off. There's Hobbsy in the front. He takes a decent line, but it looks like he's getting attacked immediately by the 2 McLarens behind. No, puts himself in a bit of a distance. Let's jump down a couple more. Here we go. On board with Yeet. Trademark. Chasing down his teammate there in a McLaren. There's T-Mac behind, following closely. So is Apollo. And then Smitty as we go up Eau Rouge. Into Radeon, and so far, so good. Oh, we've got a Ferrari in a Red Bull. Looks like Bandcamp. Oh, we've got a little bit of lag. Codemasters at their finest. There we go, hard on the brakes as we move into Lacombe. And down through Malmedy. Hobbsy still in the lead. Matt Dabry close behind. There is a car on the wall, and it's Yeet. Trademark. Totally in the wall there. It's spun around, and that'll drop him all the way back down to 18th.
Living true to his name.
Oh no, it looks like Seb's disconnected as well as Bandcamp sees a Ferrari in front of him, losing a little bit of traction. He's putting 2 wheels into the grass. So we'll see if he can try to claim up on that as they move through the double gauche. Or Pouon, as it's also known. That's actually its more popular name.
Lovely name.
Yeah, it's named after the sensation you get as you full stick around the first part of the corner.
Oh, we have a car off. Matzoid.
Oh, yep. Matzoid there at the back. Looks like Seb's Ghost has overtaken him. Have a look at this. Bandcamp side by side with Keeper now. He's trying to squeeze that nose in front. The Ferrari does have a little bit of legs. Bandcamp having to back off to avoid an incident there, so Keeper's going to win on that one. The problem is, as they come to the bus stop, it looks like Major Payne wants a piece of this action as well. Goes up on the left side. Combined and Keeper fighting. Bandcamp stuck right between. But it looks like everybody gets away unscathed as we complete that first lap. And hard on the brakes as they move into turn 1. Bandcamp getting a little bit of contact. Major Payne reminding him that he's also there. Flying down past La Source.
Massive train coming up Eau Rouge there in the front with Hobbsy, Simdog with T-Mac. Revo joining the party.
It's quite a massive train that we have here. You can see Major Payne trying to get up really, really close to see if he can overtake that Red Bull. Not quite as they come to the Kemmel Straight, but have a look at this. There are 2. I think it's Simdogger. Let's have a look here. Yep, Simdogger and Lotus.
In one corner.
Sorry? He made 3 positions.
One corner.
Yeah. The testament. What a drive. Oh! People going way wide there. Luckily, nobody's gone off. Still a fight here. So Bandcamp now in front of Simdogger. And then Combined looking to get a peek down here. He's also got Major Payne on his left side. Oh! Have a look at... Major Payne squeezes by the Ferrari. Simdogger and Keeper are both in each other. Oh, Jesus, what is going on?
I think Keeper died.
Yeah, that was weird. His car spinning off onto the side there. So Keeper now at the back with Matzoid and Yeet.
Lost a lot of front wing there. Most of it, actually.
Ooh, Lotus, 5-second penalty there, extending track limits. Now you can see Nut trying to get past Ali. Seb and Big Al also in this fight. McLaren's about to get bullied by the Red Bull team. Jump on board with Seb, currently 14th, as he chases down the rest of the pack. Not going on the outside there. No, it does the switchback. Will it work? Yes, it does. The McLaren's got the legs. We've got a yellow flag. I can see bits of carbon fibre all over the track, but I'm not sure what's happened.
T-Max lost most of his front wing.
That's probably it. Seb now going through Radion. Reva makes the overtake on Hobbsy there as Nut extends the lead. Right in front, Ali's trying to get past. Will he be later on the braking zone? I don't think so. He'll probably play it safe. Yep. Falls back in line, so Nut will take that position. Moves up to 12th. Oh, it's T-Mac. Spins out again. Drops down 4 positions now.
Oh, T-Mac. Buddy. Oh, well, he's missing the front wing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he might have. Oh, Smitty! Lost it around Puon. Gave River that position for free. He touched that dreaded inside curb.
Yeah, you definitely don't touch that. That's
Curb of death.
Gonna have a bad time. So Smitty now dropping a ton of positions. You can see he's caught back up here in 10th place. His teammate in the McLaren right behind. He'll be looking for the attack. As we're on board with Ali, who's can't be happy with the overtake that the McLaren's done. He's trying to get a bit of that toe, and it's working pretty well. You can see he's climbing through the speed there. Now, of course, it is the 2010 cars, V8 engines, 7 gears, instead of the 8 we see in the modern V6 hybrids. Here we go into the bus stop chicane on the brakes. Plays the safe game yet again. Doesn't want to go too far down into a dive. Smitty goes a little bit wide coming out of the bus stop. Still maintains. Let's have a look here as Bandcamp is doing a bit of a move. He makes the overtake on Hobbsy. And you can see Major Payne fighting with them. Up through Radion. Major Payne with an overtake through Eau Rouge. Jesus. Great job there from the McLaren. Now the Ferrari desperate to try and catch up, but looks like he's lost quite a bit of pace. His T-Mac pulls into the pits for some urgent repairs.
Definitely needs it. It was losing way too much time.
Mob 1 position here, so Major Payne currently in 6th, trying to fight with Bandcamp. Looks like he's goes out fairly wide there, but not spinning. We've got a Sector 2 yellow flag, and it looks like Nut has crashed out of this session.
I wonder if that's something to do with Combined, because Combined spun at Puon as well.
Well, whatever happened, the safety car has been called out. So at lap 4 of 11, we come to a bit of a halt, as now everyone's going to get compressed, which means it's going to be absolute chaos once this race gets started again.
It's going to give those guys at the back a chance to catch up again. Very much needed.
Yeah, Keeper 38 well, Matzoid's 23 seconds behind, Keeper 38 seconds behind him, and Yeet is 56.7 seconds behind those guys. So, yeah, gives them a chance to get back into this race as we hit lap 5. And the first of the drivers catch up to that safety car. We'll jump on board with Matt Debris, who is... Oh, Matzoid, no. Drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car.
That is painful.
It is painful. And sometimes, and this has happened to me as well, sometimes you don't notice the warnings come up, or it doesn't show you until you get the penalty. Because it usually tells you, like, warning, slow down, but sometimes it just doesn't.
Just a few races ago where it caught me out twice under the same safety car, and I just didn't realize. So I saw the penalty, and I pulled in my drive-through, and I took my drive-through, and as I came out, it said, "You've got another drive-through penalty." so I went, it's glitched. Surely it's glitched. It won't disqualify me. And then, yep, surely it disqualified me.
Well, that's a shame. Absolute shame. Okay, so watching as everybody starts to compress up, still waiting for some of those back markers to catch. Trying to keep Heat the tyres, obviously not going as fast, means that the temperature comes down, temperature goes down, tyres aren't at that optimum efficiency. So Matt Dabry there in first, Apollo close behind. Revo's now caught up from pretty much 17th he was on the grid, made his way all the way up in third. Lotus there in fourth, Bandcamp in fifth. And as we see all those gaps compressing down under that 1 second mark, Mattoid only 9 seconds behind as they move down through Pillon.
Dude, keeper spun under safety car, went off the track, lost his front wing.
Nice.
He's not having a good race.
He's not having a great race, no. But still not last.
Very good point.
He will have the worst of this.
He will have to pit though, so he will be in last.
Yeah, well. Alright, so this safety car doesn't look like it's coming in, which means we'll have yet another lap. I don't know, safety cars are so hit and miss for me. Like, I like what they bring, you know, giving people a chance to catch back up, and then everyone's like scrambling because now that everyone's so close, there's ways to attack. But at the same time, it's like so boring to watch them drive around at like, what, 100 and something Ks? It's not even.
It's a bit, yeah.
He's 200 there. That AMG is flying.
Yeah, he actually is. I was thinking maybe Keeper could still catch up, but I don't think he's got a chance now.
Wait a second, that can't be right.
What?
Who in their right mind would drive a safety car at 260 kilometers an hour? I've never noticed that. Hold on a minute.
Fearless bastard in the safety car, obviously.
Huh. Oh, yeet, trademark. Actually, no, is it a trademark? Oh, it's registered trademark. Oh, okay. Picks up a 5-second penalty there for collision with T-Mac. That's something I've never noticed, and now I have to notice. What is the speed limit of the safety car in Formula 1?
Good question. I didn't think it had one. I thought it was just up to the driver's discretion. Based on the state of the incident, like whatever the incident is and how bad it was.
That's a good one. I'll have to look that up. I mentioned that one. Alright, so now it looks like everybody has caught up. Keeper's come out of the pits, and he's caught up with the queue. So everyone is now well within that 1 second mark of each other. So I can only assume the safety car's probably, there we go, take the words right out of my mouth. Safety car is in this lap, and you can see him drive off. So now the restart falls solely on Matt Dabry's shoulders. He knows he's got the power. Nobody can overtake him until they cross that start-finish line.
I like how Matt's already playing games like this early into three. He's already completely slowing the pack up a lot.
Yep, he's weaving back and forth, I guess trying to get the optimum temperature in there. But they're also going through Blanchimont right now. And the thing is, when does he pull the trigger? Does he pull the trigger before the bus stop chicane? I don't think so. They're too close now. Oh, no, he's done it. Okay, so they are off. The restart is on. And now it's up to us. Let's jump back a couple of cars. Here we go. Everybody's kicked off. The safety car has officially ended. We're hitting lap 7. And everybody is away. Mattoid pulls into the pits right after a safety car. Interesting. So
Seb taking Ali.
Probably having some damage there. Seb making an overtake. Keeper making an overtake on Yeet at the back. Major Payne is chasing Bandcamp, but he picks up a 3-second time penalty for going a little bit too wide as they come into El Rouge, but that's not going to stop him. He decides to go on the outside as they go down the Kemmel Straight. He's just got the legs. It looks like McCone's just a bit faster, but with Bandcamp on the inside line, he might win under braking, but no, he doesn't. Major Payne pulls out in front, gains a place.
Fantastic racing by both of them there, leaving each other more than enough room.
Big Al with a 3-second time penalty there as well. Look at the 3 Red Bulls. They're all crouching up. Hobbsy's getting bullied at this second. He's up on the inside, but Seb decides to go around the outside. Now Hobbsy drops down 1, Sim Dogger and Ali. Like wolves chasing a deer, Hobbsy is trying his best to stay in front, but those Red Bulls are coming down, and they're coming down hard. Oh, but they go way too deep, and that's going to cause Sim Dogger to spin and take out the Rolex board while he's at it. There is foam everywhere.
I'm sure there'll be some upset sponsors.
Yeah. Apparently Sim Dogger. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. Sim Dogger deciding, you spin me, not on my watch. Breaks the Rolex sign. Oh, okay, so he goes down all the way to 15. So Yeet's now somehow battling in this. Oh, wow.
Yeet's missing some front wing.
Thanks, CK80. So apparently my Stream Deck glitched and didn't switch off the static screen. So this has just been a radio show for anyone who's listening. This is going good.
We are not having a good evening.
This is a weird night. This is a weird night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, CK80. But, I mean, you know, radio show. Actually, that's what we should do. AFR podcast. Where we just commentate a race and there's just noises. Oh, God.
Podcast isn't about it.
How can this get any worse? I said that. I had to say that. God damn it. Alright, let's jump up a couple. Back with Ali. Currently 4/10, or 5/10 rather. Ryan Smitty here. Let's see if he can catch that McLaren. Lap 8 of 11.
Thank you, CK80, for putting that out to us.
Yeah, I'm glad he did, because I didn't notice. That's a problem. This is why I should have multiple monitors. I might dip into that Matzoid GoFundMe page. He actually, to his credit, he messaged me after the race and he's just like, yeah, man, that GoFundMe page sounds good. I was like, no worries.
Oh. I just love how he's still driving a Red Bull. Just he hasn't learned his lesson yet.
Yeah. Alright, so starting lap 9 of 11, Revo setting the fastest time there, a 1:46.913. As they cross that line. Step up a couple of positions there. Into 5th as Major Payne looks to take another victim after he overtook Bandcamp earlier on in the race. Down through La Source. And it looks like Keeper's had an incident. It's triggered the yellow flag there in Sector 3. Well done through Radion. You can see how much speed the McLaren has over that Red Bull. Oh, but it's keeping pretty even actually because Lotus is getting the tow from the Ferrari. And as they come into the braking zone, it's a bit heavy, and he's touched him. There it is, knocked him off the track. I don't think Major Payne was ready for how much speed Lotus bled there. And due to that, Bandcamp and Seb both overtake. Major Payne drops down to 7th place.
Revo making really good headway on Matt up in 1st place.
Revo now only 4/10 behind the leader. With 2 laps to go, can Matt Dabry stay in front? Or will Revo inevitably catch and take the win? On board now with Lotus, seeing 4th place, doing a great drive so far, trying to chase down the Ferrari of Apollo Pepsi. Ironic, Apollo Pepsi driving a red car. Here we go. So, a little bit of lag there. Hopefully not too much. Now Lotus has to pick the right braking point. Plays the safe game. Apollo Pepsi still in the lead, but Lotus is chunking away at that time as Seb makes the overtake on Bandcamp. Drop down 2.
Just watching Revo in the front nearly lose it coming around the 1st corner. Side by side up Radion.
Oh, through Eau Rouge into Radion. Oh, the 2 McLarens are fighting like crazy. Revo on that right side, sorry. Matt Dabry desperately trying to keep there. They're still side by side. Revo is inching out this lead. So as they come into that braking zone, oh, he turns right in front. There's collision, but no damage. Matt aggressively turned in. Didn't care that the colours are the same. Just thought, this is my position and I want it. But Revo breaks down later as they come through Malmedy. Now they go into Bruchel. Oh, they're still fighting. This is insane. Now they come into Puon. Revo backs off a little bit. Matt gets a little bit of a head start, but I'm sure Revo did so he had a smoother entry into the next section. You can see him now shifting down. No, Revo's losing the back end, but he catches it. Well done. Still in this game, 1 lap to go. And Revo wants this win. You can see how hard he's fighting the front of that car. So is Matt, by the way. They're in their own little race. Apollo Pepsi 1.8 seconds behind. And now Revo's going to have the extra powerful toe as they move through Blanchimont. But the difference is, will he be able to cover that bus stop chicane? It's like he's a bit too far. Pulls back. Now they come out of the bus stop. Matt Dabry still in the lead. You can see the back kick out. So Revo's best chance now is to attack deep into La Source. Maintaining a smooth line. Now it's going to be a run all the way down into the bottom of Eau Rouge as Lotus seems to have spun. He's now down a couple of positions. I'd look back, but it's way too interesting at the front. And now here comes Revo up through Eau Rouge into Radion, now down the Kemmel Straight. Will he be able to catch? That McLaren is exceptionally quick, maxing out at about 305 kilometers an hour as they make their way into Lacombe.
Revo gets a much better exit.
Oh, you can see how much he's fighting that car, trying to use every inch of available grip. He's pushing very, very hard. You can see sometimes he's getting the back out a little bit, whipping it, so to speak, but doing so in a way that is at least a little bit controlling. It's not spun on him yet. He's still got about half a lap to go as they move through Puon now into campus.
Both of them pushing the limits. Very, very hard.
Here we go into Stavlo. Revo now only got about a third of a lap to go. Can he catch? He is beating his deltas. There's less fuel in the car. It's the fastest that McLaren's ever going to get. But Matt just seems to have the distance. And no matter what Revo tries to do, he can't seem to catch. So unless Matt absolutely balks this last section, it's going to be a win for him. He manages to hold him off. And Matt's going to come across that line and take the win. Oh,
what
great
an amazing lap.
Great job there. Oh, brilliant drive from the McLaren in front. Also a brilliant drive from the McLaren behind, for that matter. Revo trying desperately to get past. So many good chances, especially side by side up through Eau Rouge and Radion. But unfortunately at the end couldn't quite make that win. Second place though, nothing to scoff at, as Apollo manages to finish in third, 3.4 seconds behind those first two. Bandcamp in fourth, Seb coming in fifth as the rest of the cars come across that line. Unfortunate race for Matoid, goddamn. All the way down there in 17th.
And saying that, Matt Dabry and Revo, oh, those last 3 laps, man. Wow.
So good. So very, very good.
Absolutely amazing. That's going to be a phenomenal highlight reel.
Yeah, that was really, really good. A great race to watch. One of the closest so far, of course. Who can forget Brazil? Second race at Brazil. But,
that was something else.
That was a very good. So again, congratulations to Matt Dabry. Great drive, managing to hold Revo off there. Not something you can always brag about, but one of the rare moments where you can. So he'll take 25 points for his trouble. But of course that means he starts at the back of the grid for the next race. As, it is a reverse. I love how bland, because they're driving the 2010 cars, I love how bland the suits are. Just so like, yes, this is an unsponsored event. All right, so that is the first race done and dusted. And again, congratulations to Matt Dabry there in the front, taking the win. Revo very, very close behind. An excellent battle for those two. Just managing to get beaten out there. Apollo Pepsi in third. Great drive for him. Good to see him up there on the podium. Bandcamp fairly close behind. Seb in fifth. Smitty in sixth. Major Pain. Unfortunate for him. He did run into the back of Lotus, and that caused him to spin off, so drops down a couple of positions. Ali in eighth. Combined in ninth. And T-Mac with a fairly terrible start, but he managed to bring it back all the way in 10th position.
Just out of curiosity, I just looked up the standings then. I don't think Matt Dabry's actually raced 2010s yet.
Probably not. I'm not sure. I'll go to you for that one.
I think that was his first race in 2010. He's not on the leaderboard.
Awesome. Well, that's a pretty good debut.
That win will put him squarely in 15th place. Yeah, that's a bloody good debut. Good showing.
Excellent debut. All right, so now we just got to wait for our race control guys to just set up the grid, and we'll be able to kick off the last of our two races tonight. So let's have a look here. So of the first 10, there are 4 McLarens. 4 McLarens, 3 Red Bulls, and 3 Ferraris. That's a pretty good mix.
I figured the McLarens would end up on top around the circuit.
It is a very, very fast circuit, the McLarens, with faster cars on those straights. Smitty in the chat, Spinala. Yes. Yes, indeed. Spinala. Oh, boy. I wonder if... Can the second race get any better than that?
Hopefully we don't see a safety car, or if we do, later in the race.
Also, let's not forget, we've been robbed a wet race. It started off as a wet race, and then when it restarted, it wasn't.
That's a good point.
So,
that's a very good point. I love the wet race in 2010 around here because I don't think anyone can do it. On the formation lab, more than half the grid ended up having an incident.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we are ready to kick off this second race. Just wait for everyone to ready up. Smitty, I swear you saw. I think I did. There was a heavy one at the start. That was Yeet, I think. And then... I've already lost track. And the worst part is, Smitty, that there's not even going to be a replay, because for the first half of that race, this was a radio show. Because apparently my stream deck was like, no, you can't switch. You're staying on the AFR screen. Oh, God.
It's really funny.
All right, this time I'm going to look properly.
They did actually... There was a stream deck for sale. The dude was selling a whole setup in Toowoomba, where I live, last week, and I did ask him about it, but he hasn't got back to me, the prick.
They're a great thing, but the problem is I need to pay more attention to the preview output, and I don't. I get so focused in the race, I don't pay attention to we're actually broadcasting. So we started off, my mic wasn't working, you were talking to yourself, and then... and then the race was working, but it crashed. So when it crashed, I switched to the static. Didn't switch back. So yeah, radio show for the first half of the race. I've been told by Band that it will be raining halfway through this race.
Yes, awesome.
So the dynamics will, of course, force these guys to come in and pit. But how much rain is the question? If it's only a little bit, some of these guys can get away with not doing much.
I want a full monsoon. We were robbed of it before. I want it.
So Nut will start in pole position after that early on crash. Matzoid behind with a fresh set of front wings. Keeper in third. Yeet, registered trademark in fourth. Lotus there in fifth. Hobbsy sixth. Hobbsy with a great start, but then it just sort of peeled away from him, which is a shame. Simdogger as well. Both good drivers, but yeah, just managed to get caught out there in that first part of the race. Big Al, T-Mac rounding out 8-9, combined in 10th. And there's Matt Dabry down in 18th, Revo 17th. So Revo starts both races from the same place.
I wonder if Revo had a bit of an issue. He decided to skip the chicane.
I don't think there's any... do you get warnings in a formation lap? I don't think you do.
You must not, because he definitely had a creative line through the chicane.
Well, Keeper's dropped out of that timing screen. Hopefully that'll fix itself as we start this race. So again, another 11 laps. And
hopefully a typhoon.
see, I would love...
I see rain already. I see rain already.
Oh, wow, yeah. Okay. So there are little droplets of rain there. So the rain's going to come earlier than expected. Maybe by raining halfway. Maybe halfway we'll have a typhoon. Look
It's
at that.
actually pretty wet out there already. I see a lot of splash from the tyres.
Yeah, the rain is falling. That'll be interesting. Everyone is on dry tyres. So we'll see how long they can last there as the rain continues to fall. It's very, very faint, but it is there. Now everybody has lined up on the grid, so we prepare to get our second race done and dusted. And this one is coming to you live and in HD. So you'll be able to see and experience the entire race as we kick it off. And Nut immediately loses the lead. Actually, no, he's still got it as Matt Toy decides to go a little bit wider. And you can see the massive procession of cars there. Let's jump back down a couple as Major Payne in 11th is chasing a bunch of people down into Eau Rouge. They all make their way up. And it's good to see a fairly clean race so far. Clean start. A couple of switching positions. Bandcamp and Simdogger combined in Hobbsy. And Major Payne's got to be careful because it looks like Seb's trying to get him up on the inside. Major Payne going a little bit later. Oh, it's almost 3 wide there as Seb manages to make his way past. Gets 2 positions out of it. All the way up into 9th now. Major Payne gets 10th. Simdogger's lost 2 there. Not sure what happened, but got caught out.
Big Al overtakes Keeper up in the front.
Big Al up into 5th. Have a look at Seb here, who's fighting Major Payne on his side. Makes the move, though. 8th position. Now he'll chase down his teammate there in 7th.
Hobbsy quickly dropping back. McLaren swarming him.
You can still see some of those streak lines coming over the front of that Red Bull car. So the rain is still coming down, but it's probably not going to affect these guys too much, not in the early stages. Seb's still lined up behind his teammate there. And Hobbsy, something has happened. He has dropped down 3 positions there as Big Al and Yeet are fighting into the bus stop chicane. Now Seb decides to try and go up on the outside. Can't quite complete the line. So Bandcamp will take it. Nut sets the fastest lap for the first outing. 151.5. And look at that. Keeper's getting left behind. Big Al gets past Bandcamp, gets past Keeper. Gives a little bit of a shunt into the back of the blue car.
Revo made up 7 positions in that first lap.
Oh, Big Al and Seb, they're going to go side by side up Eau Rouge. And Big Al gets forced off to the left side. But he's still maintaining, still side by side as they hit the Camel Straight. You can't see it on the onboard, but there you are. On the overview camera, having a great race. Bandcamp manages to fall back between them all. Big Al, what a drive. All the way up into 5th place.
I think that rain is getting a little heavier.
Yeah, it's definitely more pronounced on the screen now. So by the time it hits about flat 5 or 6, it's going to become a problem. You can see the timing is a little bit broken there. Apparently Matt Dabry is 1 hour and 59 minutes behind. Or 1 minute, sorry. 1 minute. We got a Sector 2 yellow flag, and that is Hobbsy out in... what would that be? Just after Bruchel.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, whoa, what was that? Yeats off the side of the track as well. And he's parked on the side of the road. He can't do anything.
Seb's DC'd, so we might have some Sebbot action.
Oh my god. Yeat has to watch out how he rejoins on the track. Oh, and Seb's AI is like, I don't care. He manages to make an overtake. That's a little bit weird, but that's alright. Matt's just going to get on past. Don't worry about me, guys. I'm all good. Let's jump up a couple.
Seb's AI, very aggressive, smashes into the back of Matt, ruins his front wing, comes into the bits.
So the rain is definitely getting heavier as Keeper gets overtaken there by Simdog, and now all the way down through to Eau Rouge. Polo Pepsi with a decent lead there, just over 1 second on Simdogger. Oh, you can see the car very, very unsettled. And I think Keeper has gone off in the back. And he does.
Safety car.
Combined. Oh, and there's a safety car. Almost identical to the first race.
Keeper lost his entire front wing that time.
So, just going to try and shoot this replay. Just keep an eye on the rear mirror, the right rear mirror of Simdogger's car. So as we come down, just keep an eye on that mirror. You'll see a red Ferrari just behind him, and then you don't see a red Ferrari. And at that point is where Keeper spins off the track and hits the wall.
So, we had a bit of an incident. Yeet, trademark, came out of the pit lane and there was an issue with the safety car. Something safety car related. And he got disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
Oh, Codemasters, I love you so much. Alright, so Yeet has been disqualified. Hobbsy, the only driver now on wet tyres, but he's also 42 seconds behind Keeper. So will he be able to catch up?
He is sliding all over the road on those wet tyres. I think it's too early.
It probably is too early. Okay, so... Oh, wait a minute. I'm so silly because I don't think these cars have intermediates. I think it's just dry and wet.
Yeah, you can only go one or two ways.
Yeah, okay, so, well, I guess you don't have a choice, do you? So the safety car is out in full force as Matzoid manages to catch up.
Big Al slaps on a set of wets.
Big Al, Matt Dabry, and Keeper all in the pits. I would assume that they all switch their tyres to the wets. Big Al has already done so. There goes Matt Dabry, now on the wets. Keeper stays on dry tyres.
Interesting choice by some of these guys to swap to the wets. It's a bit... It doesn't quite look wet enough, does it?
No. No, definitely not. You would have a little bit of slide, that's for sure, but wet tyres are so slow.
And you don't want to swap too soon either, because you'll just burn them out. It's too dry.
Yeah. So lap 4 of 11, yet another safety car. But this time, Matzoid leading the pack. Matzoid leading the pack with 2 intact side panels. End plates, that's the word, sorry. I was trying to remember what they're called.
Leading in a Red Bull, and he still has his wings.
Leading in a Red Bull with his end plates. The world has gone mad.
Someone screenshot that.
And I'm glad for it. But the question is, will Matzoid be able to hold that lead? Because behind him he's got Nut in the McLaren, Lotus in a McLaren, and then Bandcamp in a Red Bull. And Revo has managed to shoot his way up from 17th into 5th. Now, the slowest guy on track at the moment is Hobbsy, who's trying to catch up. He's 28.4 seconds behind Keeper, who's 19 seconds behind Matt Dabry.
I'm riding on board with Hobbsy, and he's really struggling on those tyres.
Yeah, it's probably an early call, so his hope will be that during safety car it gets heavier and heavier, which it is. You are starting to see proper droplets of rain sitting on that car.
Oh no, he touched the dreaded curb of death. Spun out. Luckily, I don't think he picked up any damage. Yeah, that's what else I'd like in the new game, if possible. I want better damage, more realistic damage.
Yeah, that would be cool. I do know that...
I want side pod damage. I want your rear wheel to go flying off. I want all of it.
I do know that there is... Like, so, for example, in the early Need for Speed games, Ferrari wouldn't allow them to have Ferraris in the game if there was damage. Because Ferrari were like, our cars can't be seen damaged.
Yeah, okay.
Which is a shame. But that's now changed. That attitude's changed. And you'll see Ferraris smashed up all the time. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, go watch a race of Assetto Corsa. But, yeah, it's a bit weird because some manufacturers don't like realistic damage on their cars because they don't want their cars to be seen in such a light. For example, I know someone who owns a Rolls Royce. I know someone who had a Rolls Royce break down. And I know someone who called Rolls Royce to pick it up, and when it was towed, it had a special cover over the car. And the reason why they put the cover over the car while they're towing it is so nobody knows that a Rolls Royce is being towed.
Wow.
Which is hilarious because the tow truck is owned by Rolls-Royce, but it's not branded at all. It's just a generic tow truck. And then they put a generic tarp. Well, not a tarp. It's more of a proper like fabric over the car, and then they tow it. And that way, it's so nobody sees a broken down Rolls-Royce, which is ridiculous because now that I've told you that story, if you ever see a generic tow truck with a car on the back of it and it has a fabric over it, there's a good to fair chance that it's a Rolls-Royce. And the other thing I'd like to point out as well is Rolls-Royces aren't small, okay? So if you see a tow truck carrying what looks to be the world's largest cardboard box on the back of it, it's probably a Rolls-Royce.
Fact of the day.
That's it. Today I learned with Kuno.
I apologise. I do not have any facts today. I'll have to work on that.
That's all right. We all use phones nowadays anyway. Okay, so safety car is in. It's up to Matt to kick off this race. And there he goes across the line. So he's got decent speed as he comes down into turn one. Nut is trying to catch, but doesn't look like he got as good of an exit. Simdogger and Ali both come into the pits. You would assume to put on the wet tyres. Let's jump on board with Nut as he chases down the leader. Lap 6 of 11. Let's see if he can make an overtake. Now, All Rouge and Radion is going to be so dangerous as the weather keeps giving us this rain. You can see the gaps start to split out. You can look on that track map.
They surely have to pit this lap. It's soaking out there.
It is now pretty heavy. The car... Oh, Matt's on! No, come on, keep the end plate!
Oh.
Keep the end plate. Oh, it's gone.
Did he? Is this gone? No.
It's totally gone.
Oh, no.
Wait, hold on.
No, got it.
To his credit, the end plate's still there, but the wing is gone.
Would have been gone.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Red Bull welding together the end plates.
They learned from last week.
God, they just don't build those Red Bulls like they used to. 2010 Red Bull, so strong. End plate, so strong. Oh, what? Wait a minute. I just realised we have another safety car.
What? No, oh, come on.
You have got to be kidding me. I thought that it was just a standard yellow flag, like, oh yeah, Mattoid's gone off, whatever, standard yellow flag. And then I'm like, why is everybody slowing down? And why is there a brown dot on the map?
Hey, just out of curiosity, if all these Red Bulls and McLarens jump into the pits at once now, which is what I'm assuming is going to happen, they put on the wet tyre, who's going to get held up?
Don't they have separate pit boxes?
I would imagine so.
Well, we're about to find out, I think. It's raining enough where the wets are probably going to come out, so let's see. Nut is technically in the lead of this race. Does he pull into the pits? Yes, okay. Lotus does not. Revo does. Bandcamp does. Matzoid does. Polo does. Major Pain does. Seb does. Alright, let's have a look. There's a decent amount of... Oh, Seb, no! Oh my god!
Seb. What happened to Seb?
Seb doing his best Lando Norris impression. Blocking the pit lane and then gets rammed through by a Ferrari. Oh no, so have a look at this.
The Ferrari holds up the Red Bull.
How good's that? These generic pit crews, we don't matter. We change tires and whatever. It's okay. We're not carist. Alright, so Keeper now coming through the pits. That is quite hilarious though.
I love how the pit crew has got the Red Bull wing sitting on the side there. And the Ferrari
and there's a Ferrari in there. That's so good. There goes Smitty into the pits now. So everyone is now on wets except Lotus. Lotus in front, and he's suffering. He's suffering behind that safety car. And right now his theory is, if I lead the race for a little bit, at least I'll have that. Because I can't imagine he's going to hold that for too long. That rain's not going anywhere. He's having trouble driving that car, and it's slow.
I feel like he made a mistake then. I think he should have really pitted.
Well, we'll see what happens. Because under safety car, everyone's going to catch up almost instantly. And Matt Dabry already behind him. For those of you watching who are like, why do you keep calling him Matt Dabry? Because that's his full name. He's got it written there, BDE Matt CR. For those of you who are wondering what BDE stands for, it's Big Driver Energy. And don't let anybody tell you different because they're wrong.
I've heard a few different versions of that, but we'll go with yours.
Yeah, or if you want the kid-friendly version, it's a Big Downstairs Energy. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so Big Al there in third, Nut in fourth. So everyone is now on the wet tire except Lotus. This is not going to go well for him. He is still leading this race, but you can see just how hard it is to control that car. I have to... Okay. That's an SLS AMG, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Is it an SLS? Yeah, it is. It's an SLS. And it's going 240 k's an hour in the rain. Oh, Lotus still staying out. Oh, man.
What is he doing?
He just doesn't care. His radio's probably broken. The generic pit crew is like, what are you doing? We replaced the wet tires on everybody. Come in. And Lotus is just like, no thanks.
I think he's terrified somebody might put a different colour wing on his car.
Would that not be the greatest glitch in the history of everything? Like you pull in as a Red Bull and they just come out with a Ferrari wing, just clip it on. And it's just like, Oh, see, he goes off the track there. But the thing is, it's still safety car. So Matt Dabry has to slow down because he can't make the overtake unless it is a massive crash, in which case the game will realise. You can see Matt Dabry absolutely backing off like, I see where this is going. I'm just going to slow up there.
Yeah. That's not going to end well. Who's in the pits? Keeper in the pits? What happened to him? Oh, he's missing half a front wing.
Oh, no.
He's not having a good race.
He replaced his too.
He did.
And he had to go back in. That's, yeah. The pit stop crew. Imagine the pit stop crew sit down, look back up at the timing screen, be like, "Oh, come on, man. Get back up. Prepare another wing. We don't get paid enough for this." Alright, so lap 8 of 11. God, it's almost a mirror image of the first race. Oh, Lotus! Keeps his... Go figure. Hold on. Go figure that Lotus cuts that corner completely because he loses traction. Major pain at the back. Just like goes out a little bit wide and ends up getting a 5-second penalty.
He's
that
like, I'll take
has,
it, buddy. I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
That guy has such bad luck. So Matt's safety car is in this lap. The lights go off. Okay, so the restart. The restart is on Lotus, but just for the just to see what happens, let's jump on board with Matt. So Matt Dabry on the wet tyres there. They don't look like wets. They are wets, but they don't look like wets. Why do the tyres on the Red Bull look bigger than the tyres? Whatever, I'll take its word for it. Okay, so Lotus is already going past. Here we go, slow on the bus stop chicane. He has to. Is he going to pull into the pits? No. Alright, this is going to be a really interesting restart. Lotus will take off. Yep!
No! Before the line! It's before the line! Does that matter?
No, I think that's going to count as a normal restart. I don't see any warnings flying off.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so it's a pretty hectic restart. Lotus in the wall. And everybody bunched up together. We see Matt Dabry here in 4th, chasing down Nut. Revo's managed to squeeze past. He's all the way up into 2nd. And Big Al will lead this race. Oh, they're having a bit of issues! Matt Dabry!
Revo in 1st.
Off the track, but can he keep it off the wall? Well done. Oh, Jesus Christ! What the hell was that?
He went flying!
Oh my God, who was that? Was that Smitty?
You caught that.
Yeah, hold on. Okay.
Oh, I saved it as well, but I didn't catch the whole thing.
Hold on a minute.
That was the most amazing takeoff I've ever seen.
So, here comes Matt, up Radion, gets a little bit loose, slides out, manages to just kiss the wall, and then it's just like, surprise! Bang! Look at that! What a launch! What a launch! Oh, that is just...
Who was it?
I'm not sure. Oh, that is honestly...
Well, that made my day.
God damn it, that was so good. That was so good. The only thing that can make that better is if I had a soundboard. And if I just play that replay and just that dun, 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 song, and it's just that ramp over and over again.
And it just hits him and away it goes.
That's so good. Alright, well, that's about as good as a restart as you're ever going to get. Lap 9 of 11. We've only got 3 laps to go as Ali tries to get on the inside of Simdogger here through the bus stop chicane, but it's not going to work quite that well. Oh, you can see how slow these guys have to... Oh! Seb's just like, thank you, sir. I'll get past there, and he squeezes the position out. Now I've been a 7th.
Combine gets past Hopsy as well.
So T-Max also looking to make an attack. Matt now recovered down in 15th. Overtakes Lotus.
Yeah, Lotus is missing quite a bit of his front wing.
Oh, Simdogger goes out a bit wide, but he manages to catch it. Seb will overtake. As they come down Camel. And about pretty much no problems at all. As Major Payne looks like he's trying to get past, but Matzoid's making it tough. Major Payne forced onto the outside of that corner. Now Matzoid's forced onto the inside, loses a little bit of traction. That's allowed the McLaren to get past. So Major Payne now up in a 4th.
Oh.
And Keeper has retired from the session. He's crashed out just at the top of Radion. Let's have a look here. Yep, there he is on the side of the road, and it's a pretty heavy crash. As Lotus, I'd like to point out that a lap has passed, but Lotus is still on dry tyres. I applaud your determination, sir.
I'm not quite sure what his statement is, but he's making a statement.
So Major Payne starting to feel the pressure from Seb here. Matzoid losing out, Seb making a position up in the 5th. And he's looking to hunt down that McLaren. He's only got 1 lap to go in this race. And Revo is the leader.
T-Mac looking to make a move on Hobbsy.
Seb looks on the inside of the bus stop chicane. He's prepping himself for a quick switchback on the inside. Is it going to work? Oh, they both have pretty good exits. The McLaren just has a bit more leg. Oh, but he's like, this is Mila sauce. And he goes deep on the inside. He will have to exit out wider, so Major Payne might be able to get the exit, and he does. He will keep 4th. So it was a good idea from Seb, but he just couldn't quite execute it. Oh, but Major Payne brake checks Seb halfway through Eau Rouge. Manages to catch that wheel, though.
Oh, T-Mac loses it. It's quite a bit of his front wing gone. Coming up Eau Rouge.
Drop a couple of places there as he tries a little bit too much brave up through Radion.
Oh, that's a lot of front wing gone. He's going to limp home.
And Seb makes the move up on the inside, but Major Payne is still fighting. He'll have the inside line on the next turn. The wheels touch. Oh. Major Payne catches the slide. That's going to allow Matzoid to get back in this battle. So Seb does make his way past. Albeit not that cleanly, but he is in 4th. As we roll down the last lap here, Revo ahead by about 7 seconds. So he will probably take this win with no problems at all. Now have a look here. Seb is trying to get past his teammate. Big Al having a bunch of traction issues as they come around that corner. Seb now side by side. It looks like he'll take the lead here through Blanchemont. Oh, maybe not. Big Al's not giving him easy. Oh, he does get forced out though. They're still side by side as they come down into the bus stop. Hard on the brakes. It's Red Bull versus Red Bull. Seb manages to squeeze it out. He'll go up into the front. He'll bump him out and he will keep the position, but Major Payne comes through as well. And right at the end, takes that. Oh, but Major Payne with a 5-second time penalty that is unserved. Oh, what a great drive, but now he's all the way down in 9th.
What?
Oh, that's heavy.
That sucks. He did so well.
That was a great dive there at the end, but it was all for naught as he shoots down into 9th. So Revo takes the win. Nut in 2nd place. Great job from Nut. I told you, talented driver. Just takes, apparently he shines when there's no sun to be seen. Big Al there in 3rd. Great drive from him. Oh, looks like Seb had penalties as well. He shot down to 7th.
Yeah, he had a few.
Yeah, wow, okay. So massive changes there on the grid after that line. What an interesting race. Driver of the day is whoever it is that launched off Matt. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was.
I'll have to check my replay.
Congratulations to you, sir. We'll just watch it again one more time.
That was a spectacular accident.
Let's have a look. So he crashes there and then he just gets used as an absolute ramp. Wha-bang! That is so good. It's Smitty. It's Smitty. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh my god.
Mons83 in chat says that looked planned. Maybe he saw him there and he was just like, oh, sick ramp. Woo! That was so good. Lotus doing a lot of donuts before the finishing line. Cannot be bothered crossing the line.
Man. Oh wow, we're still waiting for him to cross the line. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Is he actually just like
Yeah, he
Doing
is.
donuts. Oh,
He
okay,
is.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, you can't see him because he's behind the leaderboard, but he's just spinning in a circle.
Oh, and he stops just before. Oh, come on, you can do it, buddy. You can do it.
I know it's a red.
There we go. All right. Did he just carry on as normal after the jump? I have no idea. That is
How do
something
you-
I will have to update you guys on Sunday.
How do you not like have that happen to you and then sit there and go, God, I hope they caught that on stream. That was amazing.
That was so good. I think I exploded. I think I hit like 100 decibels. When that happened, I could not believe it. I was like, what? And it was such a clean jump. It was just like, wow. Like, it was, oh my God.
I thought they were both going to die. I thought that was it. That was going to be front wing.
Yeah,
front
well, you
wing
would think if they
flying
go,
everywhere.
yeah, you would think if they go front to front, it would just be that's it. Wheels gone. But nah, that just goes to show you how shit the aerodynamics are on that car. Because it's meant to keep you down, but instead it launched him. It was an alley-oop. LeBron for 3. Just absolutely launches. Oh, okay, what a race. Well, congratulations, Revo. You managed to get the win in the second race. Nut, second place, great job. And Big Al sits there in third. All right, well, there's nothing else that we can do to top that off. So that's where we're going to call it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it at home. I know we have. As usual, I'm Kuno Zero. This has been Psycho. And we'll see you for the Tier 1 and Tier 2 races this Sunday. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll catch you.